Yeah.
And welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. You know, it's going to us first to quench your thirst. I'm your girl, Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I loves me some tea. I am currently just drinking on some water. Ooh, and yes, it's nice and cold out of the refrigerator. How cold, how much am I going to drink in this episode? We shall see. But I do have my cup mug though. That's the most important thing. And that makes us have a panel full of
Oh,
cup mugs. Panel full of cup
I was gonna
mugs.
say, is it a low key, lo-fi party?
A- it's a low
Oh,
vibe party tonight. It's
I'll
a,
take it.
it's
Yeah, because
a
it was a boring episode.
it's a low slide party. I mean, it's a party nonetheless, but it'll just take a little while. So as you continue, Logan, the party will continue over here. You just go ahead. Go ahead. But you can get your cup mugs
Okay,
at lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. Get your cup merch, period. The party will continue. You go ahead.
great. Ooh, I love this color on you.
Thanks.
Yes. And hi, I'm looking for to say something gay. Gay. I was so distraught after yesterday, after the events that took place yesterday, that I just couldn't show up. Um, they eliminated my girl Logan. Ah, my
She
namesake.
eliminated herself, but okay.
No, Kate, Morgan, and Kristen agreed unanimously, also additionally, to send her home
She
after she
eliminated
offered.
herself.
Unfortunately, yeah, I'm upset, but I am back. I'm very excited. I am drinking some coffee as per usual. It is caramel white chocolate today, and I'm drinking it out of my vintage Campbell's soup mug. Campbell's homestyle soup. Homestyle being a specific reference to, sometimes homestyle soup is a little boring, a little bland, a little regular, degular, kind of like the gameplay we saw this week in Australian Survivor. Boring, bland, regular, degular, male dominated.
Mm, guess we have opinions.
Just a
I
few.
guess we have opinions. Party's over.
Just
All
a
right.
few.
Party's over. Okay. But yes, we will talk about Survivor Australia episode 20. So we have a lot of opinions happening here. But before we do, y'all know what to do. Click the subscribe button because we are on a mission here at the Cup TV and across all of our networks to get 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So do me a solid. Click that subscribe button, please, and thank you. It takes a half a second to do it, and it's free. So click it and thank you. Um, we're here all the time giving like pumping out video after video after video about competitive reality television here at the Cup TV, and we got videos coming out on our other channels, the Drag Race channel, the Cup Pod. Our Eurovision Song Contest channel is pumping out lots of videos this week at the Cup ESC, and Ringside is here also doing their thing at the Cup Ringside. So check us out if you're a fan of WWE wrestling. That's all what's going on. And this WrestleMania season, so things might happen. There we go. So check out all of our channels. All the links will be in the description below. Click it on the link tree. Subscribe to all of those channels. Thank you. Also,
Thanks.
thanks so much. Also, if you need to check us out on the go, we have our audio podcast links in the description below. Click it, follow us, check us out when you have to go to work, to school, to church, to the doctor, if you're going to work out. Let us be your entertainment while you're working out.
On the
Period.
beach,
On the beach, at the
um,
club,
in a
whatever.
snowstorm, God forbid.
In
Hopefully
a
you're safe.
rainstorm, which we had
Um,
today.
on the
Hmm.
subway,
On in the
um,
plane.
through the Australian outback.
Absolutely. So check us out. That link is in the description below, as well as our Patreon link. So you can see all the things we're doing behind the scenes back and get early access and exclusive content across all 4 of the channels. So check out our Patreon. Enough yapping
One
about that.
thing, well, I was
Yes.
going to say, one thing I want to do that probably won't include Lana, because as we all know, Lana doesn't like going back and watching old seasons of shows.
No.
But one thing I want to do potentially for the Patreon at some point is go back and talk about and rewatch old Australian Survivor seasons. Because there's so many good ones. There's so many good ones. I'm not promising that for the Patreon, but I know there's some people that might want to do that. So that sounds like a fun idea. So if y'all want to see that, let us know which seasons you would want to see. I would be advocating especially for Champs versus Contenders 2. Because that's one of my favorite seasons. But anyway, this week.
Oof, cool.
On
This
Australian Survivor.
that sounded very good. That was very
Thank
good.
you. Thank you. I haven't really been working on it.
Well,
So I
it
appreciate
came
it.
out very natural. But we are talking Australian Survivor episode 20, and we are coming back from, well, we came back from Tribal, and we're just going to the next day because really no talk happened apparently to Tribal after, because Logan sent herself out the door. She kind of just gave them permission to send her out of the door. Like she could have fought and went to rocks and she would have been safe. But no, she said, I don't want you to pull the rocks for me. The heck I don't. Yes, I do. Go to rocks for me.
Can I just say?
You can say, but I can disagree.
I don't know if you will disagree.
Okay.
Actually. Because it has nothing to do actually with Logan. I'm not inherently mad at Logan. I think she could have done more. I wish she would have done more. I think there is a lot more she could have done. I'm proud of the game she played. I think she's a great player. I underestimated her preseason. I should never underestimate a Logan, and I am sorry, girl. You did the damn best you could, and I'm proud of you representing for Logans everywhere. No, my issue is with the production and the marketing team for Australian Survivor. Marketing this episode up as, oh, they're going to rocks. Oh my God, they're going to rocks. Oh my God, Australian Survivor first. They're going to rocks. Oh my God, it's guaranteed. We're going to rocks. They didn't go to rocks. There were no rocks drawn. Why are you telling us that there's an Australian Survivor first when guess what? It didn't happen. Don't advertise they're going to rocks if they don't actually pull a rock out of a bag.
Yeah, you're right. I am not disagreeing with you because, honey,
Thank you.
me and David definitely voiced our opinions and our
I heard.
disapproval
I heard.
of that because I was very annoyed.
And I
was
just
very
wanted to add
frustrated.
to it because
Yes.
I heard, I listened to the episode on Spotify today, I will say. Yeah, I was upset. I was angry.
It's frustrating.
Don't play in our face, Australian Survivor.
Hello. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Because I wanted a rock draw. I
Me
wanted
too.
where AJ went home.
Me too.
Because A, AJ would have gone home.
How do we know that for
And
sure?
B, well, no. I in my hypothetical scenario where AJ goes home. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
In my hypothetical scenario where AJ goes home. A, here are the pros, Lana. A, AJ goes home. B, he's going to love it because he went home on the first ever rock draw.
Absolutely.
On Australian Survivor.
Period.
Like, those are the pros to this situation.
Absolutely.
So, now, obviously, there's an 80% chance that scenario doesn't happen.
Right.
But there's also another, of that 80%, another 20% of the overall scenario is that Miles goes home.
With a idol
same scenario, same pros. A, Miles goes home. B, Miles goes home with an idol in his pocket. C, Miles is a super fan, so he's gonna
He would
love that he
love it.
went home on the first Australian Survivor rock draw.
Especially
Scenarios.
and
Scenarios.
and D, it would have been poetic justice because the two of them were the most excited about a rock draw.
Exactly, Lana.
I am with you.
Exactly, Lana.
I am with you when you're right. I am
Thank
with you.
you. Thank
And
you.
that is a good point. But I was very annoyed with you. Please believe and trust that we were just as frustrated here.
I heard.
Uh,
I just
because
needed to add my
get it
own because
out.
I couldn't be here
Whew,
yesterday to
get
talk
it
about
out.
it.
Get it out. Get it out. But yeah,
Whew, I did, and we're 11 minutes in. We should get to the episode.
we should probably talk about it. I mean, this episode was not a whole lot to talk about. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's a lot of, oh, the postgraduates are doing their thing. Oh Lord Jesus.
We're gonna stay strong for blah 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 blah. And you know what? Like I said, I am not always a fan of steamrolls. I'm not always a fan of steamrolls. And since this game has been so fluid up until this point, I'm not that upset about them, solidifying their
Yeah.
four and making it like, okay, we're just going to take us to the four and da da da. But they come back and the next day they're just like, what we're going to do is we're just going to figure out who we're gonna do if what in the situation that none of them win the immunity necklace. We're gonna say what we're gonna do. We know who we're gonna pick, and we're not gonna say nothing to them. That's the plan. We don't say nothing. We don't give them a name. We don't
No.
tell them nothing. And they're like, okay, at
And
first.
if you're in the majority, sure.
Sure.
Sure. Like, sure.
Don't tell them anything. Let them scramble. Let them figure out. Because number one, even though they don't know if another idol has been playing the game. Because look, this is the game where 5 idols was in the game at the same time. So they have no idea how many idols the people put on the beach. It could be one, could be three. We don't know. And so they're like,
With Australian Survivor, you really never know.
never know. And so
Oh,
they're
and
like,
there was a stealing idol in at the same time. Like,
so, like, you just never know with these people. So they're like, just in case somebody has an idol, we don't want them to, think about try to play it correctly and whatever. So we're just not gonna tell anything. Now Miles and AJ know Miles has the idol, and so they know it's likely not going to happen where somebody else has the idol. But like you say, this is Australian Survivor. You just never know. You
yeah.
just never know. And
I was
so,
so gagged, by the way,
mhm,
when Miles found another one.
yeah,
Again.
gagged,
Again.
baby.
Can none of y'all find except for Kristen that one time in the middle of the ocean?
I mean, Logan found one once.
Good for her. She's not in the game anymore, Lana.
No, nope, absolutely not. She's not. Absolutely
And
not. She's
Paulie's been
not.
out of the game for a while.
Yeah, those are the only people that had an idol on this beach. Can you believe? Out of all of these people in this cast, only 4 people has had an idol this entire game.
And now only one of them is left in the game.
Yep. Crazy. Well, five
That's
people.
wild.
5 people because Nash did get the idol first. I forgot about him. But
And
5
only
people,
one of
and
them
only
is
one of
left
us
in
lives
the
in the game.
game.
Absolutely.
Damn.
That's
So
crazy.
so while the OG brains are sticking together, the postgraduates, whatever.
Hmm.
The Brawn ladies, I, by the way, love that the only Brawns left are women. Love that. Love that. And these three, because these are 3 of my favorite Brawns from the
Yes.
beginning.
Yes.
But we have the Brawn ladies trying to figure out the fuck we are gonna do. Because we're on the bottom. Kristen, and we see this throughout the episode, basically. Kristen is thinking that the easiest crack in there is going to be Zara.
Hmm.
And she's right.
She's right.
And she's definitely right. And she's suddenly out of nowhere realized, hey, Kaylin's a big threat. Thank you, Kristen. It's day 40. Thank you for recognizing that Kaylin is a threat on day 40. This is exactly what he wanted you to do. you're playing into his game, and he's done a masterful job of it.
And here's the thing. They only see Kalen as a threat because he wins challenges. They
Yep.
do not see the strategic gameplay that Kalen has been playing this entire time. And it's been blowing my mind. And like I said yesterday, the only thing I'm concerned about with Kalen getting to the end and being able to tell his story is that people won't believe that those are the things that he actually
Yep.
did. He actually needs people to back him up. Like,
Which is why he needs to take out AJ
yeah,
immediately.
he
If
needs to
he
take
does
out.
not, yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead. Sorry.
No, you were first. Go ahead.
I was gonna say he needs to take out AJ next.
Hmm.
Like if Sunday's episode is not Kalen versus AJ, I'm gonna be really surprised because both of them realize they need to take the other one out in order to move to the next portion of the game.
I
And
don't. Mhm.
I like that's just where I see it personally, but I'm intrigued where you see it.
Yeah, no, I think his best bet is to take out Miles. I think everybody's best bet
Ooh.
is to take out Miles because Miles has a story that beats everybody. I don't care how you look at it, how you slice it, how you tell the story. Miles beats everybody because he will be like, I am the one that found four immunity idols and played them correctly. Well, right now, three times out of the four. We don't know if he's going to play it correctly the fourth time. But
Yeah,
if he does play it correctly, he'll be like, I have found four idols. I have played it correctly four times. I got to steal an idol, stole the correct idol. I I was at the bottom of this tribe
yeah,
for the majority of this game. So
yeah,
therefore, Miles' story beats everybody. And if he makes it to the end, he beats everybody. AJ can probably beat Kaylin, but
yeah.
it's about the delivery.
Mm,
If it's about the delivery, if Kaylin can tell his story and gets it, then Kaylin can be AJ. And that's the thing. And
yeah.
I agree with you. I think AJ and Kaylin needs to come to a head at some point, but I think they both need Miles out this
I
game
think
because
I think the
AJ and Miles'
problem
game is the same.
I think the problem is, and we saw Kristen touch on this in this episode in her pitch to Zara against Kaylin. She's still looking at it from the alliance game. She's not looking at it from a final tribal council point. And
Hmm.
at this point, we're at top 7. You're exactly right, Lana. We need to be looking at who's going to be a threat when it comes to final tribal council. Miles is the biggest threat in this game right now, and I don't think these people realize just how big of a threat Miles is going to be sitting in one of those chairs at Final Tribal.
Hmm.
So if these people continue, if Zara has that in the back of her head, that Kaylin is the threat. Kaylin is the person most likely to flip between these alliances, and they're
Hmm.
more worried about getting an alliance to Final Four as opposed to getting themselves with the best people to Final
Hmm.
Four, then I think Miles has got a great shot to win.
Yeah.
If they figure out who is going to be the best people for them to get to Final Four with, then I see them potentially targeting Miles. If Miles makes it to a Final Four scenario, with or without Kaylin, I see a good shot of him making it to Final Tribal on his own volition.
Yeah, I think a lot of people. I think they're all looking at Kaylin like if we slay the dragon that is Kaylin, the jury will look at us like we got out the beast, so we should win. But what they don't realize is the beast is not Kaylin. The beast is Miles, and the beast is
Yeah,
AJ. And here's another thing that I'm just like y'all don't. I think AJ has to go for Kaylin, and Miles needs to go for
needs to go
AJ.
for AJ, 100%.
And these girls need to literally, like, okay, we need to okay. I don't want to jump
Oh,
ahead.
I see. I kind of see where you're headed with this. Yeah.
Yeah, I need because I think AJ needs to get rid of Miles before so and without Miles knowing, and he needs to flush out that idol or just get rid of Miles with that idol.
Yeah.
And because AJ has been the one tipping off Miles every single time Miles
Yeah.
used the idol, it's been AJ. And so I think AJ needs to take this opportunity because sitting next to Miles with him is dangerous. Sitting next to Kaylin, he has a better shot. So I
Mhm.
think AJ needs to just let the group know as an idol. I know y'all want to get rid of Kaylin, and if Kaylin loses immunity idol, it's a great time to get him out. Sure, he is not as dangerous in the end because what moves has Kaylin made? That has been
Exactly.
work. But we've seen Miles make huge moves. The
Yeah.
Paulie, and now who's in jury? Paulie.
Yep.
He's made moves. He's stuck around. And he's gotten people out. He's sat there wanting to go to rocks and what's willing to go to
He was a
rocks.
catalyst. He was a catalyst against
Everybody.
every person that's currently sitting in jury.
And all he has to do is explain that. And there's a lot of gamers over there. Those brain people, they're smart. And it's a lot of people who are not bitter. I don't think this is going to be a bitter jury. They're going to be like, game
No,
respects game. And we see the game. We might not like it, but we respect it. So
absolutely.
AJ needs to get Miles out of here
Yeah.
pronto because they have played such a parallel game and a game like this. It'll
Yeah.
be hard to differentiate between the two.
Yeah. And here's the other thing I'm going to point out. If someone like a Cater Morgan can capitalize on this situation, let the
Mhm.
boys capitalize on that, make their own moves, get all the boys out, and then y'all can just go to final. Y'all can go to final tribal by yourselves and fight your own moves.
And here's another thing. Kaylin can be beat. Kate has
Yeah.
beaten Kaylin before. Zara
Yep.
has beaten Kaylin before. So it's not
Yep.
like Kaylin is unbeatable. It's just these ones that we all had, he's just been
Yeah.
really good at. So it's not like he just can't be beat.
Yeah.
You just have to work a little bit harder to beat him.
Is there question for you?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Welcome to our endgame analysis episode of Australian Survivor reviews, I guess, because the episode was boring. Um, is there a universe Kate wins?
Yes.
Because I
I
like
think
Kate as a player, and I'm gonna also because they're just a pair. Is there a universe Morgan wins? Because I think the
not sitting
universe
next to Kate.
not sitting next to Kate, but I think Morgan's path to win is so much harder.
Yes. Morgan has a
Period.
harder. Morgan has not won anything. Her edit has
Yeah.
been almost zero to
Invisible.
nothing. Very
It's I
invisible.
would I like Morgan a lot.
I
I've liked
love
Morgan
her.
the whole season.
Hmm.
It's purple Morgan at this point.
Honestly, what Morgan will have to do if she wants a chance, she will have to win the immunity the next like few times, and she will have to
She need to
control a
win
vote.
out.
She would have to
She need to win
win
out.
and control a vote and be like, "This is what and go in there saying my strategy was to lay the lowest I could possibly get into the end because I'm an Olympian. I didn't want the target on me, so I
Yeah.
chose not to win a lot of stuff or win anything, and I wanted everybody to think I'm weak until it got to the point where I can win. But she's not doing that, and she needs to win in these next like
And
three,
like
four.
she's gonna have to push so fiercely, like that she was one of the first people. Like, or maybe she can if she's good enough at like I don't know how she will pitch herself.
Mm-mm. I think her best
I
better bet would have been against Kristen, if anybody.
I agree. And I think not having Kristen in the game is going to be at her detriment. I think she needs to go, honestly, against like Kaylin and Zara, if I'm being honest. Like she's got a very interesting, weird route. I think if she pushes maybe founder or some kind of like originator of the buddy system strategy,
Hmm.
like she needs to maybe lean that angle and be like, I was one of the first people to get into like a buddy system kind of thing with Kate that kind of shaped a lot of the middle section of the game. We were one of the only buddy system pairs to make it further in the game. That was a lot of the part of my strategy. If she turns on Kate, that's a big move.
And she turns on AJ. If she turns on
If she
AJ and
turns on
Kate,
Kate and AJ,
yeah,
then I think that's where like she's got to get big and bold.
yeah.
I
And
would love to see it. I would
honest,
love to see it.
I
Yeah.
honestly think it might be a little too late for Morgan at this point.
I
To
agree,
be honest.
unfortunately.
To be honest.
Unless she's next to Zara and Kaylin. Like, I don't know.
If she slays the dragon, I don't know. Who knows?
I don't
But
know. Yeah, I
but
think
yeah,
it might be, unfortunately. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. But like
But
we see them talking and everybody's off doing their thing and everybody's like, we just have to settle on who we're
yeah.
going to go for. And the women think they can try to get Zara, and we see Kristen talking to Zara, braiding her hair, like, hey girl, we think the person who might we might need to try to get in is Kaylin. Because
What do you think
Kaylin
about
is strong.
Kaylin?
And Zara's like, I mean, I'm okay with that. I mean, she's like, I understand what you mean, and that's fine.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, we can definitely think if he doesn't win the immunity, then
Yeah.
that's the conversation that needs to be had.
Yeah.
And yeah, and it's
Also, going back to the beginning for a minute, that doesn't make any, doesn't mean anything for the strategy. Did they just get this bamboo pole?
I ain't seen that bamboo pole before, but apparently they just got it and put it up for
I loved
Miles.
seeing Miles pole dance on it. I won't lie. I loved
I
it.
was like, Miles, put your nuts away. Put your nuts away. Because we're on television, Miles. Put
I
your nuts away.
loved it.
But
I
yeah, I don't
loved
remember seeing that
it.
poll before. I was like, is that
No,
the
neither. I'm like, was that a day 40 gift?
did they just find one? It was like, hey, this would be a good poll. Let's put it in
I
and
don't
see.
know. I honestly don't know.
I don't remember
But
seeing it. But if it was there, great. But I just never
sure.
remember paying attention seeing it.
Sure.
Um, yeah, we see Zara and AJ talking, and they just
Yep.
solidifying what they're gonna do and making sure the plan is the plan. So I
Yep.
guess we go to immunity because that's what
We
happened
do.
next. The immunity challenge happens, and it's basically hold on to a trapeze thing,
It's
and
like trapeze meets geometry meets
on a
water
slope.
torture.
Yeah, like waterboarding, pretty much. It's literally that waterboarding.
Yep.
Like, um, so they have to hold on to these things on this slope, and the slope is going to go down and down and down and get steeper and steeper as time goes
Yep.
on. And so you just have to hold on. That's it. You literally just have
Yep.
to hold on.
A classic endurance with a twist, which these people have been so good at this. These people have been so good at this all season. I keep saying it every time I'm here. Love it.
Hmm. So they holding on and they holding on, and
They keep holding on.
AJ falls off first. Nobody's
AJ did not keep
surprised.
holding on.
Nope, he didn't hold on at all. He wasn't holding on. So AJ falls off first, and then Miles falls off after him. Everybody
Gagged.
was surprised. Everybody was like, "We thought you was gonna do great at this, Miles." And he was like, "I didn't fall
I
first."
did.
So,
I did. I thought he would too.
and he did not. He fell off.
He has
And
not won an individual immunity yet, has he?
nobody has won any but Kristen and Kaylin
And
and Kate
and
that are still there.
and Lo
That are
yeah, and
that are still
Logan.
there. And Logan's won one, yes. Yeah. But those who are still there have
Yeah.
been Kate, AJ, and Kate, Kristen, and Kaylin are the only ones that have won an
Yep.
individual. Did Zara win? No. No,
Zara
no.
did.
Oh yeah, Zara did.
Zara did. Yeah.
Zara did. She did. She did. So yeah,
She got her one.
she got her one. She got her one.
Yeah.
But so they were
And then
sitting there
AJ
talking.
has won a reward in a duo.
Yes, in a duo with Kristen. Mhm.
That fun. I love that. Didn't you love that one? I love that one.
It was fun. It was fun. It was fun. But so everybody's like, JLP, what is the record for most immunity necklaces win? And everybody's like, Miles, you know what is it? And so Miles, of course, spits the facts that I can't remember the name, but somebody got it 5 times.
Brooke. Brooke on
Brooke
All Stars.
on our side.
Love
Good.
Brooke.
Got it
Love
five
Brooke.
times.
Love Brooke.
And so this is what Kalen was chasing after. He wanted to have the record as well, apparently. Or they wanted somebody to have the record. So then Kate falls next after it goes down, and then the water torture starts. It's they have these barrels up above their heads, and I was like, it's something in those barrels. Those barrels aren't just sitting there for no reason. And it wasn't, because all of a sudden the sprinklers start going off and it's just water's just trickling down on them. And Zara is
Oh,
not happy. Zara is not happy about that. She's
I
like, it's
wouldn't be
cold.
either.
Me either. It's cold. Now my hands are slippery, my feet are slippery, and you steady moving this thing down steeper and steeper. Oh, torture. 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 But
Horrid.
so Kate ends up falling, Zara falling quickly after her, Morgan falling quickly after her. And it's just like, okay, well, Julie, what do we do?
Classic showdown. Kaylin and
Just stick
Kristen.
Kaylin. Yep, they're holding on. We see Kristen is struggling already. She was struggling from the beginning. Kaylin is like a rock. He was sitting there. He had his eyes closed. He was just zoomed in, focused. The water don't
Yep.
bother Kaylin. He stays in the water. That's where he lives.
Yep.
And so they show eventually Kristen falls. And I never have to change this banner ever. Kaylin
Nope.
wins
Nope. You
immunity.
certainly do not have to change it ever.
I have not changed this banner in a minute. But good job on you, Kaylin. You know I'm a Kaylin stan here on this podcast. So I'm always happy to see a Kaylin win, especially from that preview. I was like, keep that man's name out your mouth. But
Yes.
now you have to figure something else out, because it will not be Kaylin because
Oh
he wins immunity.
no, they have to do something else.
What are we gonna do
Ooh.
now?
Oh. Oh
So
no, what else are we gonna do? Oh no.
oops. So now it's like, well, what plan are we going to make? What are we going to do? So we get back and the scramble is on, but the postgraduates are like, we stick to the plan. We say what we're gonna do, we don't tell them nothing. And everybody's like, yep, that's what we're gonna do. And it drives the three Brawny girls crazy. They are frustrated to no end because they have no way of making a defense against this. They're like, "Mm, we don't know what to do. We don't know who
Yeah.
they're voting, and we can't tell them who we're voting. And so we have no defense to make if they won't talk and they won't say
Yeah.
anything. And this is so annoying. This is so frustrating. And me personally, I thought this was a brilliant move
It's
from
such a
them.
smart move. No, it's genius. I absolutely love the move. I
I loved
absolutely
it.
love the move.
I'm like, yes, why give them a chance to come up with a plan to, screw everything up? We no, we just it is what it is. Let the
Yeah.
sitting ducks be the sitting ducks. Like, I'm sorry, that's
But
just
of
the
course, that ain't
uh,
possible because AJ has a schoolboy crush on Kate, which works in Kate's favor because I'm a Kate fan here.
I
So,
mean,
love
it's
Kate.
I think AJ is just he's so it has to be his way or no way. And it frustrates me in no end because he likes to play that passive aggressive, like, I mean, if that's not what you want to do, if that's not the plan you want, that's fine.
Uh-huh.
We don't have to do that plan. But then he's like,
It's so annoying.
but he constantly pushes his idea and his agenda. And I'm like, so what is it? Do you not want to do my plan? Or are you okay with doing my plan? Like, just say what it is. Just say how you feel. And he's like, oh no,
Right.
no, we don't have to do my plan, but I'm just saying this plan will work. There's no flaws in my
Right.
plan, but we don't have to do it. But I think we should do it. But I don't know if we should do it. I don't know. It's up to you guys what we want to do. Like, that will drive me insane, and that will make me want to get AJ out, even if it's
I
the
would have
detriment of
voted
my
him
own
out
game.
literal weeks ago. I
'Cause
do not understand how anyone has managed to work with him for weeks at this point. Because I agree with you, Lana. Could not. I could not work with someone who does that.
on a regular basis, if this was the first time he did it, okay. but he does it
Sure.
every single week, every single week, every single time.
Like,
He waits till it gets to the end of right before tribal or the scramble, and now he wants to change the plan. We have had this
yeah,
plan. We should be sitting back, relaxing, and just knowing the plan is going to work. But no, you have to make this more difficult than it has to be. Like, I'm
yeah,
with Miles. Keep it simple, stupid. Like, let's just not
yeah,
do. Let's just stick with what we gonna do. But because you got this fascination, and because AJ wants to be play the middle and have all the different options, he's playing this to keep his options open. And I would have called him out on it. I'd be like, look, AJ, I get what you're doing, and I understand what you're doing. You need to
yeah.
draw a line because what you're trying to do is make sure you still have the options with Kate and Morgan and still play with us. So you need to pick a side now at this point.
Well, that's basically what Kaz did, right?
Right.
That's basically what Kaz did on several occasions, and nobody listened to her. That's what Kaz did. That's what Laura did. That's what Logan did. Look where they all are.
And see, and the difference is AJ knows about Miles' item. He knows he can't step up to Miles because the Miles decide to change the photo and put it on AJ.
Yep.
It's nothing he can do about it.
Yep.
So I get the smart like letting off, but the passive
it's so
aggressiveness just
it's so frustrating because as much as I find it so it's so frustrating to watch and it would be so frustrating to play with, but it's such smart gameplay that like I have to respect it for what it
Yep.
is, and it's good. It's so good. Like, it's so smart. He has played this game to a T, and if he wins, it's so deserving. I just find him so incredibly annoying,
I
but
have a
it's so good.
Yeah, I have a journey with AJ. Like, I
Yeah,
like him one moment, I can't stand him another moment. I get him another moment. I respect his gameplay the next moment. I like him again, and he's just frustrated. I no diss on his game, no shade, no tea on his game. I think he's playing a really good game. I just find him to be frustrating, and
yeah,
but I've come around to appreciating the gameplay that he has. I just
yeah,
find him frustrating. And in this episode, it
yeah,
was very frustrating because I'm like, just for once, AJ, everything don't have to be flashy. Everything don't have to be a big move. Sometimes small, like safe
yeah,
moves is the best
yeah,
option. And it's
yeah,
a time and a place for everything. And he just wants flashy, flashy, flashy everywhere.
yeah,
He doesn't even realize that him telling Kate and Morgan the plan would have
yeah.
screwed it up, could have screwed it up.
Exactly.
Because they would have been like,
Exactly.
now we know what to do. Like, you don't know who has an idol if they do or not.
Yeah,
Like, it would have still had the same outcome. Let's be honest. It still would
yeah.
have been the same outcome.
Yeah,
But
and let's be real here. I know it's because he's a super fan and he gets to
yes,
play the game. And like, who's not to say that if we were in his position, we would be not doing the same thing. You know what I
I'm just
mean?
I'm
Like,
just sad
yeah.
because
So like,
I don't even play like that in all games we play. I can't be
sure,
that.
but like, I and here's the other thing. The funniest part of it too is like, he is one of the most annoying Australian Survivor players I have ever watched, and I've seen every season, like in 10 season. One of the most annoying the characters I've ever seen on this show. If he won, he would be top 5 winners for me. Like, he is just so good. So it's that dichotomy. I agree with you, Lana. It's just like, it's
I don't know. I don't know
but
if I
he
just
is all but telling Kate at this point. Like, he pulls Kate and Morgan. Morgan is just
she's
frustrated
over
at
it.
this
She's
point, and I
over
don't
it.
blame her. She's over it. She's like, I would rather eat than try to figure out your like Rebus puzzle bullshit right now, basically. And I live for Morgan here. And so she just walks off, and Kate is like, so you all have 4 votes, and you're putting it on potentially me. And I love this because AJ's like, you have the answer. You have all the information. And it's one of those like classic Survivor moments.
Because he basically told them the plan
He's
without
told
them
them the
know.
plan. The plan is not you. I just can't say that the plan is not you.
But he literally said, if y'all vote He's like, I think if we vote Kristen, it would be the best way to go. He said, I just can't trust Kristen at this point.
I just can't
Basically
trust Kristen. Yeah,
telling them vote is Kristen without telling them the vote is Kristen. They just didn't
I
want to
love
hear.
Kate. I love Kate. I love Kate so dearly. I'm gonna blame it on 41 days of malnourishment.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
am
but
gonna
she ate
blame it
more
on
than
41
anybody.
days of.
She ate
I
more than
know, but
anybody.
I am still gonna blame it on 41 days of malnourishment.
Lack of sleep. Yeah, I can see
Lack of
that.
sleep, malnourishment, dehydration, all of
I
it.
mean, they did not hear what he was putting, like they did not pick up what he
Nope.
was putting down. Because
No.
he literally told them the plan without telling them this is the actual plan. But
Yep.
they weren't hearing it. They weren't hearing it. So we
And
do
even
have go ahead.
yeah. No, you go.
But
Because
even
we're
with
going to the same
that,
place.
yeah, because even with all of that, AJ still is like, but my plan would work. My plan will work. So he pulls Zara and he's like,
He started that conversation with Kate and Morgan being like, well, my plan was rejected. I was like, sir.
it's it's like I said, frustrating. He going
He just
on.
has no filter.
He has no stop. He has no stop. He has no point where he say, okay, the plan ain't gonna happen, so let me just back off. He has no back off at all. He's just
Yep.
full steam ahead. I gotta get my ideas out there. You need to hear me. Like David said yesterday, he thinks everybody else is idiots, and he's the only
Yep.
one with a smart plan. And he is
Yep.
not the only one with a smart plan because I think in this situation, Miles's plan was way better than his plan. A hundred
Yep.
percent better. And so he's just now frustrating Zara to no end about this plan and how he thinks this should work. And he's going to go back and tell Miles one more time and try to get him on board with trying to get Kate and Morgan to vote for Kristen. And I'm like, that's never going to happen. Did you not see what happened yesterday with Logan? Logan literally had to tell them to vote for her before they actually voted for her. It's never going to
Literally.
happen. Like,
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
What
But he's
are we
like,
doing here?
please somebody tell me what is happening. And so he's just going on, and so Zara's getting frustrated. He goes to Miles, and Miles is like, no bro, like calm it down, this is not gonna be, stop trying to make fetch happen, it's not going to happen.
Literally. Oh my God.
Like it's not, it's never going to happen. Stop trying to make it happen, stick with the plan and just shut up about it.
I really wish in this moment Miles had just said, I'm tired of your shit, and just flipped the vote onto AJ. Like, I really
I
just
really,
wish.
honestly,
Like, that would have been so sickening. That would have been so sickening, Miles.
if Miles would have walked over to Kristen and AJ, I mean Kristen and Morgan and Kate and said, "Vote AJ. We flipping him out. He getting on my nerves. We getting him out." They would have did
Yeah.
it in a heartbeat, and
Yeah.
it would have Miles. It would have been the smartest move because Miles would have had three other people very much loyal to him. Even if he would have pissed off Zara
Yep.
and Kaylin, which
Yep.
he wouldn't have pissed them off that much.
Nope.
But if he would have just got with Kristen and Morgan and Kate and like, you know what? Change the plans. We was go. Mm-mm. They finna write you down. I'm writing him. It's AJ.
Like,
Let's make a move. Let's make a move. And it's AJ. That would have that would have solidified
I
my.
even think Zara would have voted out Miles. Or voted out AJ at that point.
See, I don't know because she was hesitant when Kristen and because Kristen did bring up voting out AJ to her, and she was very, very hesitant. She wants AJ gone at some point, but she's kind of like,
Yeah.
"Mm." But AJ's been with me from the beginning since day one, and I don't know. She too light her footed on AJ, but she was ready to hit the gas when they mentioned Miles. But then she had to think about it.
Let's talk about that.
I mean, even when they brought it up before Tribal, when they said,
Sure.
"What about
Yeah.
Miles?" She was like the antennas went up, and she was like, "Oh, okay, hmm,
Oh,
it's a thought. Miles
Miles
is
is
an
an option.
option. Hmm, okay." So They leave it at that. We go to tribal. Tribal happens, and
Yep.
we see the conversations sitting. Kate is like, I don't understand why are willing to just sit here with three sitting ducks waiting to happen, and they're not trying to
Yep.
make a big move. And Kate's arguments were very valid, very
Kate
good,
Kate ate this up.
very good, very
And
good.
if I'm on the opposite side of Kate, I'm taking Kate out immediately.
I'm listening, and then I'm taking her out.
Literally, I'm like, I'm listening to everything she says. I'm absorbing that for my final tribal council speech, and I'm taking her out next.
Mm-hmm. Kristen.
Or if I'm listening, I maybe
Mm-hmm.
jump on board with her. you
And
know?
yeah, I think somebody in our chat put, I think it was David. So I'm going to talk about what David said here, and I agree with him. He said the reason this situation was happening the way it was happening is because the arguments that Kristen brought to Zara was a weak argument.
Oh, yes. I just pulled it up and I agree completely.
It was a very
Um,
weak, it was a very weak argument to try to get her jump on board with their plan because they weren't telling her or reassuring her that she would have a place not at the bottom of their alliance. It's three brawny women, and then they want to pull in Zara, and it would have been cute. It would be cute, but you have to make
yes.
a strong case against people who she's been with since day one. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so we see Kate making her very strong argument, and we hear Miles rebutting what she said. And then Morgan gets asked a question, and she's talking about how frustrating it was back at camp and how nobody was saying anything. And Miles rebutting her was like, well, you weren't talking to me. And she was like, well, you weren't talking to me. And da 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 da. And so they're going back and forth, and we see Kristen lean over to Kate and like, I think we could Zara still might work with us if we,
Mhm.
switch it. If we, switch it to Miles.
Yeah.
And so Kate tells Morgan, and they're all like, okay, maybe this might happen. This could be what it is. But so Kate gets up and is like, Zara, let me holler at you for a second. Let me talk to you.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, okay. So Kate
I
was
was like,
like,
we're on the move.
right. So if Kate's like, what if we switch it from AJ to Miles? And Zara was like, oh, I could definitely be on board with that.
That sounds interesting.
Hmm. And they're like, Kate is trying her best. She's convinced, like, we switch it to Miles. We all vote Miles. Miles can go here. And Zara's like, okay, that's a big move that could be made. And we're like,
Yep.
okay. So at this point, I'm like, is Zara gonna do it? Is Zara about to make a move that actually is a
Big,
big, big move? Okay. I'm
big move
intrigued.
on her own.
Intrigued. Intrigued.
Very, very.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, because I was gonna bring up what David was talking about with
Mm-hmm.
Kristen and Zara, because I think
Mm-hmm.
it's a really, really good point. Um, David was saying Kristen should have been pushing the fact that Morgan and Kate are tight, and that she really needed Zara to break them up at Final Five, and to like
Absolutely.
really give her a good position.
And that is what I
Because
said.
because Kristen, the entire game, her biggest issue is that she hasn't really felt like she's had agency. She was at the bottom of a lot of situations, especially after the swap. She found
Mm-hmm.
herself at the bottom with Noonan and with Polly the whole time. Found herself, got herself out of that, had an idol for the longest time through that. That gave her agency. Had the idol taken away. Didn't have a whole lot of agency. Has found herself in some interesting scenarios. Give her agency. She's going to feel more comfortable to work with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a great point, David. Shout out to David.
Absolutely.
Um,
I mean, but I was saying like they just never think about the whole full picture of it,
Yeah.
of like trying to make people reassure the people that they're trying to get on their side. It's just like, I just want you as an, it makes people feel like they're just a
It
number.
it literally feels like, hey, let's voting block, as
Right.
opposed to we should work together. Like, it feels very flippant and very like causal, as opposed to real and genuine.
And you don't make her feel like, if you think she's at the bottom of the alliance she's in, you have to make her feel like she's not going to come over to your side and be at the bottom. And that's what
Yeah.
they made her feel like. If I just come over, I'll still be in the bottom. I'll just be in the
Yeah.
bottom full of with these women instead of these boys.
Right.
So
Right.
Kristen should have been like, look, me and you become buddies. We vote with them, and then we get them out at like
Right.
5, 4, 5. We just like, we split up
Or
their
even
buddy.
better, hey, let's team up, get one of the other guys out next, turn on the girls, grab the other guy,
Right.
and then decide who we want to take to final 3.
If there's a final 3, it could be a final 2, and it's just us. Like,
Because I think Kristen and Zara stood the best chance in a
against each
final
other.
2 or final 3 against each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because their games are so wildly different that you're kind of calibrating on different, like there's just so many different things to compare.
And then Kristen knew that Zara is probably one of the better people she should go against, besides Morgan, because Morgan is somebody who I think she would beat
More
too.
unfortunately at this point, Morgan is a bit of a layup, 0 vote. Like, unless she makes huge moves in the next couple of tribals, like that's just unfortunately where I kind of see her,
I
which
mean, but like,
sucks because I really like her. But
I do like her too, but I think that she Kristen saw who sitting next to was not going to be good for her, and I think sitting next
yeah,
to Zara, she wins the social factor because more people like her than they like Zara. But Zara played a
mhm,
great game and she made some move. It's just a back
totally,
and forth kind of thing, and so I think that's where they kind of she. I just wish Kristen was a little bit more intentional with her moves. I wish she
yeah,
was a little bit more intentional and would go 100% behind. I need you to go to the end with me.
yeah,
I need you to be there with me. So I want to extend this. We can work
yeah,
together. We can make this vote happen and we can flip it. And then we can get them girls up out of here because we know we can't sit in the end with them, just like we
yeah,
can't sit in the end with them. So we need
yeah.
to be the determining factor of how to get them out. She just wasn't as intentional. And because I don't even think she believed that. And that's
I
my
agree.
thing.
Yeah,
I think she felt like she could probably beat anybody, and I don't think she realized it's other people doing way bigger things than you in this game that you
yeah.
can't beat. And so
She
she wanted
she
to
has
get
a
out some big players, but she just hasn't made the big move that she needs to make. And even though she's
and she
tried,
has and she has a great brain for strategy. Like, I think of the Brawn members, she had one of the better brains for strategy. Like, I was really, really impressed. I mean, I guess we should probably say, unfortunately,
yeah, because the vote does
yeah,
happen. And
they didn't flip.
uh, I thought we were going to get it. I thought we were going
So
to get.
I wanted it so bad.
I did too, but unfortunately, Lara did not.
Nar.
She did not. She stuck with the boys and she got out Kristen and yeah, unfortunately.
Damn.
I was hoping that Zara would make a move, but like I said, I don't blame Zara too much because they
Yeah.
didn't make the deal enticing enough for Zara to say, "Okay,
Yeah.
let me flip on these boys." They just didn't do it, and I kind of hoped and wished that they would, but they just didn't.
No, I wish they did too. But I think Kristen is someone I really underestimated in the preseason. I've been wildly impressed with her. I think she had a really good brain for strategy. She's been wildly funny this season. She's been a great character. And I've really enjoyed watching her. I think she's been lovely.
I feel like Kristen's been fine. She just didn't do a whole lot, and I wish she would have been more. I wish she
That's
would have
fair.
done more. I wish she would have done more because she has the aptitude to do it. I just don't
Yeah,
think she put the work behind it. And I don't think, like I said, I don't think she fully saw the full picture. I think she was thinking that she could probably beat anybody from her social game alone. But
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. But the
yeah.
previews from next week disturbs me and I want to talk about it. Because apparently Miles is now putting Kaylin's name in his mouth. And but David has reminded me yesterday that when you see the previews, the person who they usually usually talk about is usually not the person that goes home. So I
Yeah,
probably much think he's probably going to be okay. Again,
yeah.
I think that whole Miles probably might win the immunity challenge. It's just a rule for us to get nervous, but I think Kaylin's safe.
Is Kaylin gonna break the
Break the record.
record for immunity wins, or is someone random like Kate gonna win?
I don't know. We shall see what we
Who
shall see. But
knows?
like I said
Um,
yesterday,
yep.
not too much on Kaylin. Not too much. Keep my man's name out your mouth.
Unless you're complimenting him for how cute he is.
You better compliment him. It better be a compliment about how cute he is and how great he's playing. But don't, there will
Yes.
be no Kaylin slander on my watch and in my presence.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
I, I love that man.
What a great top six we have, I will say.
Great top six. I'm not mad at the top six at all. And
No.
let's go to the draft because there is a draft update. But it's okay, Logan. You're still fine. You're
I
still
still
fine.
have a Zara in a
You have
dream.
a Zara and a dream. I want to say, after a very rocky beginning, it is so
You
nice to
are
see me and Brooke
holding
still
on.
holding on to two people, and you and Jack have your one person in a dream. I I'm excited. I like that because I was losing people left and right at the beginning, but
You
here we
know,
are.
I really hope Final Four is one person from each of our teams.
Yeah. 10 votes in a row without losing anybody. That's
Yep.
kind of love that for me.
Good for
I love that
you.
for me.
I
I
will
I
say,
have hopes for Kaylin. I don't have that much hope for Morgan, but I love that she went this far.
yeah. I will say as well, while we're on the note of stats, I don't know what the most number of votes cast against someone in one season is, but Miles has got to be up there.
We probably
Um,
had 21 before he left.
he's at 21, or no, yeah, Miles is at 21 right now.
Yeah, so Miles could have the most votes against him when this season is over.
Yeah, I
For
don't know what the
sure.
Australian Survivor record is currently in a single season. I'll say
In
that
a
much.
right in a single season. I don't know, but whatever it is, Miles is
Parvati probably
definitely
has the most. If I had to take a wild guess, it's probably Parvati or Tony.
interesting.
But
Interesting. But
yep, I'm holding
that
on with Azara and a dream, and I still think I have a decent shot.
you do. I think every one of us have a decent shot at this.
I think so.
I think all of us have a decent shot. Um, I think maybe the girls need to plant some seeds to let these guys start cannibalizing themselves if they're smart. But Miles is going after Kaylin at this point. It's like Kaylin has to win or he's gonna go. And I'm like, and AJ tells Kaylin that Miles is coming for you.
Mhm.
And da da. I'm like, okay, Miles,
All right
don't
then.
piss don't piss me off, Miles. I'm a fan of yours. Don't piss me off though. But I get it. I understand why, but don't piss me
Yep.
off. Don't piss me off, Miles. I love you. Don't piss me off. Yet. Yet. Anyway, but that is that, y'all. We have talked everything that we can. We're going to be back next week because there's no Tuesday episode anymore. So, yay for
Which
that.
means Lana gets a day off.
Love that
Yay!
for me. Love that for me. Love that for me. Because I'm just not taking days off these days. No, I'm lying. I'm taking days off. But yes, I get a full we
Yes.
all get a day off of Survivor Australia, so I'm very happy about that. There, but I'm so invested. I could watch it like it could still be three
Oh,
episodes and
same.
I would still be super
Oh,
invested.
same. Oh,
Still be
same.
super
Yep.
invested.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll be back next week to talk about episode 21 of Survivor. If you stuck around and watched us this whole hour, thank you. We appreciate you. Please hit the subscribe button and subscribe to this channel. And just subscribe here and to all of our other channels. All of those links will be in the description below in our link tree. And you could follow us on our audio podcast links, our Patreon, join our Patreon, and follow us on our social, the Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. You can follow Logan and myself. All those things will be in the description below. And don't forget to get your merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And on that note, we're gonna get out of here. So cheers, y'all.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye.